it is unattractive to have a man that can't solve his own problems in the
Yeah.
way, like, at least they're being proactive. But to be left in the dark if we're having financial issues as a couple, as a team, when, especially if you're married,
Well, that
that's a big
happens.
deal, you know, that's
Yeah.
abuse, financial abuse. So
No.
um
Oh
you
God. Now
can't
you've done
rely
it.
on someone
I
that's like
Now
putting a
you've
lien
done
on
it.
your house and getting you in fucking debt and you have no idea. That's abuse. Because
there's a bit of a difference here between being left in the dark versus him coming to you crying about it and looking to you as the solution. Like if a guy is actually struggling to keep the lights on and pay rent, then he needs to go to someone who's going to help him solve that problem. And him coming and crying to you about it or crying to his mom about
Does
it,
nothing.
like these people aren't going to help him solve the problem. All you're
yeah,
going to do is help him feel better. And then you're
Yeah.
just going to feel better, but still be broke.
I've
No,
I,
been in
and
a
I
the one
could
who,
agree with
relationship
the
that. That
one
makes
who lets
sense.
you pay for it
like
is the
that
one you have to leave, and that's what I had to do. So that
because
happens.
there's so, you know, if a man wants you to stay home and take care of the kids and be that, it's like that's what you're gonna do. But there's also men who comment and say things like, "Oh, you don't do shit. You know, you don't work. You know, I'm doing taking care of all the bills." Like they use it against you. So it's kind of like you have to find somebody that's what they want. They want somebody who's going to take care of the house, who's going to who's going to take on that role. Or, you know, there's just so many type of relationships. You can be the two power couples. You're both business people. That's what you want to
Yeah.
do, you know, or, but it's not okay to like be a man who's wanting you to be the stay at home, but then also complaining about you not working and he can't take care of everything. It's like, if you want to be that man, then be that man. And you're not allowed to say shit about it if the
Yeah.
woman's home taking
Yeah,
care of
it
the
has
kids
to.
and everything else.
Just to line up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, I don't want to hear bitching and moaning if I am taking care of all those things. Like, I don't want somebody questioning my authority. I don't want somebody trying to throw their weight around. I'm like, this is my house that I pay for. Like,
That's
this
very
is
true.
you run the water that I pay for. Like, the electricity is on because of me. Like, you don't really have to do anything. So you should just be quiet and do your job, just like I'm going to do. But like, I'll stay in my lane if you stay in yours. And like, I think that's what boils down to. And I also don't agree with the term abuse being used for anything other than physical. I don't like how that's even permeated our lexicon at that point, because I think it's extremely disrespectful to people, especially women that have just got the shit kicked out of them for years. So to sit here and say it's abuse because he's like keeping you in the dark over some finances that you can't even help with. I don't agree with that contention at all.
That's
All it
just
is going to
literally
do
a
is
term.
provide.
So if you actually support women that have been abused and go to like seek counseling and help for leaving partners, a lot of these men don't allow these women to get credit cards or bank accounts. Like they control their finances. That term is financial abuse. So if you have a
I don't
problem
agree
with
with that.
that, then that's too bad, but like can't help you
Is
that.
it in the dictionary, or are you just
Yeah,
making this
you
up?
can look that shit up. There's resources for women that have to deal with that from people that probably do kick the shit out of them. That abuse behavior, like it extends to more than just physical at
According
times
to who?
to the survivors of that kind of
So
abuse.
they can just determine that it's abuse. So we're using the same word and we're using the same term for somebody not telling you about a third bank account. We're using that same word, abuse, and we're equating that with somebody giving his wife a black eye every day for 3 years. Because we're going to use
No
the
one
same word
said
for it.
no one said
Because
that that
abuse is
was
the same
the
word.
There's
If we're
different
using
yeah,
levels.
abuse,
you
then
sound
that's covering
confused.
everything, is it not? No, I'm not confused at all. You're
Yeah.
using the same term for two completely different things.
You can abuse things to different degrees. You know, there's different levels of abuse. But obviously, to abuse somebody
Yeah,
physically,
you can punch somebody in the eye or you can kill them. I mean,
there's
domestic
different levels of
abuse,
abuse.
there are
I
different levels
agree
of
with the
intensity, but
term
you're
abuse.
trying to materially change the definition of abuse.
I
Like,
wouldn't use the term abuse for
That's
anything other
not me
than
trying anything. It's just what it is.
I wouldn't use the word trans for anybody who hasn't had an actual sex reassignment, but that's not me who's using
trans
trans.
doesn't exist.
But
I would
that's
never use
like,
the term trans.
I'm just saying that's me. I think that's a dictionary definition that people shouldn't use if they haven't actually had sex reassignment surgery. But that's, you know, for a different day. You know, so
Again,
that's
but like my whole point is, does that, Angelica, does that not give you any pause? Do you not think that you are downplaying actual victims of actual domestic abuse
I think
by
victims of
just saying
actual
like there's some,
domestic abuse
using a term that's already
understand what I'm saying when I say that these men can financially abuse them and leave them fuck up their whole life. If you marry the wrong person, men too, they can get divorced. It can be messy. If you're lucky enough for them to let you leave with your life, a lot of the times the repercussion includes financial abuse. And I'm comfortable saying that on air. I'm
What's
sorry
the
to offend you.
repercussion? Women are the ones that leave men in divorce. Women are overwhelmingly receive alimony and child support. Like, women receive custody of the children almost always. I mean, where's the abuse in relationships and divorce when women are initiating 70 to 80% of them? And they're always going to be taken care of by the government. Like, there's no shelter. Like, women are going to be taken care of. Like, there's a reason that the vast majority of the homeless population is men. It's not women. All of these women are going to find their way. I don't understand. Like, where are all these penniless women that have been left behind by men who can't pay their bills, who lose access to their kids, who don't have a pot to piss in or a house to live in? They just don't exist. Where are they?
You should come visit me. I live in San Diego, right next to the homeless resources, and there are so many women, so many elderly women.
They're in shelters.
So many disabled people on
they're
the
in
street,
shelters, and they have
on the actual
benefits.
street right now. I just drove home. Plenty of women on the street, plenty of young women.
So what is the
literally
homeless
roaming around.
resources then?
I think it's just been an overwhelmed issue here. I'm very disappointed with how the people in charge use that resource to make useless shelters that can't be occupied because their regulations are so strict that a lot of people don't qualify for them. The people that want help are struggling to get it, and the people that don't want help are just roaming the streets on drugs. And it's like the tents
So it's
are
their own
everywhere.
choice then. So it's their own choice and their own doing.
You have the choice to fuck up your own life here. I think that's part
so
of
does it not prove
that's
my
an
point?
American
Like,
value.
you're saying
I
that they're
suppose.
so these women that are on the street, you're saying that they're doing so due to their own choices and their own decisions. Like,
And you're
addiction.
saying women can't fail in this country.
No, what I'm saying is I asked you for an example. Like, show me the swaths of women that are penniless because of a man who divorced them and took everything, and they have no resources or no repercussions. And you gave me an example of homeless women, but then in the same cheek, you said that those women are responsible for their own plights. So which is it?
I think there's a sense of agency in all circumstance, but that doesn't negate the presence of other forces, right? So
I think you're saying that if they're married and they get divorced, the female has a lot of safety nets because of that. But if they weren't married,
Inherently,
the woman
yes.
has nothing. The woman has nothing.
I wasn't married. I didn't get shit, right?
You won't get anything if they weren't married. Financial abuse is often cited by victims of abuse as the main reason that they stayed with or returned to an abusive partner.
Cited by victims of abuse. It's not like there's a book definition. It's not mentioned. It's not a clinical psychology definition. It doesn't have any bearings any bearings in empirical evidence. It's just somebody that came up with a buzzword.
This is getting offensive to people who are actually in these situations.
I just think
offensive to who?
We know you want to be a little edgelord and just
it's not an edgelord. I'm totally
it's like a chihuahua that doesn't understand that they bark and what they say matters. But I hope you aren't as influential as you think you are.
You can dig your own grave with this if you want. But financial abuse, along with emotional, physical, and sexual, includes behavior.
Victoria, I know you're reading off of the Google.
I'm just telling you, it's all over. If you want to look it up, you can.
Yeah, no, I don't have.
I just want to know why you claim to care about competent, strong men, but then act like caring for their partner isn't part of that. Like, you should do the work. If you want a partner, you should do the work that it involves to have a partner. Because you're going to be, probably a shitty dad if you can't even care about your wife.
Whoa.
Not you, whoever is, being incompetent.
What have I said? In what way do you think, or what have I said that you think I let men off the hook when it comes to that?
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.